Increase the chances of early stage startup success by 150%. The way you increase the chances of your early stage startup succeeding isn't what you think it is. For example, it isn't the quality of your idea. You may have a great idea for your startup. However, ideas aren't worth anything if you can't execute on them. I've built several businesses to over $100 million per year in revenue. In today's video, I'm going to explain what you need to focus on to improve the chances of your early stage startup succeeding by 150%. Then I'll explain why focusing on this improves your chances of success, and I'll explain when and how you should focus on this. I hope you like it. Hi, I'm Brett. On my channel, I help early stage startup CEOs like you raise money and grow your startup. So if this sounds like you, then hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified every time I release a new video. Let's get started. What should you focus on to improve your chances of success by 150%? As I said earlier, your idea is not the key to startup success. Neither is raising money, even though it is really important. It turns out that the best indicator of startup success is your company culture. Not only is focusing on your company culture important, but it turns out that there's a specific type of culture, a commitment culture, that beats all other types of company cultures by a huge amount. I know, it's a long time ago, but in 2002, Stanford sociologists James Barron and Michael Hannon did a study of over 200 startups. It's called Organizational Blueprints for Success in High-Tech Startups: Lessons from the Stanford Project on Emerging Companies. Barron and Hansen studied the cultures at these startups to see if there was an indication of which culture would give a startup the best chance of success. It turns out that one of these cultures, the commitment culture, was the winner. Not just by a small amount, but by a huge amount. Here are the 4 other types of cultures that startups have. I'll give you details on each of them. Number 1, the star culture. Just as you might guess, the star culture's focus is on recruiting top talent. It goes like this. We recruit only top talent, pay them top wages, and give them the resources and autonomy they need to do their job. Now, this sounds pretty good. There's nothing wrong with hiring talented people and giving them the resources and autonomy they need to be successful. However, this culture does not give you the best chance of success. The big flaw in the star culture is that you attract brilliant jerks. We've all worked with brilliant jerks. They're the lone wolves that can't get along with anyone, and they wreak havoc inside of a startup. Now imagine you have a 10-person startup with one brilliant jerk. There's no escaping a brilliant jerk in this environment. I've been in this exact situation. I had a co-founder that I didn't realize was a brilliant jerk. Randy had great skills, but he made life miserable for everyone in our company. If I didn't take action, it was clear to me that I would lose a lot of good people. So I did what I had to do, and I let Randy go. The second culture is called an autocratic culture. The way that this culture works is there's an autocratic CEO at the top of the company. This is pretty standard for most startups. The thing that makes the autocratic culture different is the treatment of its employees. It's purely transactional. Essentially, you work and you get paid is the way employees are treated. There's no loyalty in this type of culture. And when money is the only thing holding you to the company, then you're likely to leave when you get a better offer. The third type of culture, culture number 3, is the engineering culture. This is the most popular startup culture type. It's a company that starts as a group of engineers and only engineers. Here's the quote. "We were very committed. It's a skunk works mentality, and the binding energy was very high." From a pure engineering standpoint, this is a great model. However, you can see it's lacking everything else but engineering. The fourth type of culture is a bureaucratic culture. The idea here is we take a big company culture with lots of documentation, job descriptions, and good project management. Again, there's nothing wrong with any of this, as long as it doesn't come at the expense of speed. Usually, you see this culture implemented as a company transitions from a star or engineering culture. Now for the winning culture. The culture that gives a startup the best chance of success is the commitment culture. The idea is you focus on bringing on people, including your co-founders, that fit the culture you want to have. They have similar ideals to you and each other, and they will work well together as a team. In other words, in a commitment culture, most of your employees will never want to leave. Your team actually enjoys working with each other. Wouldn't that be great for a change? As you can see, in the Stanford study, startups that implemented the commitment culture had a 150% better chance of success than any other culture. But why is this the case? I think it comes down to this. If you hire based on cultural fit, as in the commitment culture, you will have a team that loves working at your company. No other culture, as you can see from the chart, provides that. Now, if this content is resonating with you, then please hit the like button right now. So when and how do you implement a commitment culture? You should start thinking about your culture before you start your company. It should be an ongoing discussion that you have with your co-founders, then your founding team, and then the rest of your company as you add more people. And you, the CEO, have to be the walking, talking, 24/7 by 365 example of the culture you want every single day. You can't ever slip up, ever. As you add more people to the team, the final question that you and your team should be asking is this: will this person improve or hurt our company culture? Everything revolves around cultural fit. You only add people to the team when they fit your culture. Even the management of the team revolves around culture too. Think of it as this. This is how we do things. That's our culture, where information and ideas flow up and down the organization. But don't we need stars to win? It's a fair question. The great thing about a commitment culture is you will attract your shares of stars. Trust me on this one. We attracted a lot of stars. But they'll all fit your company culture. And if they don't fit, like in the case of my co-founder Randy, then you're going to ask them to leave. Now you can add other things to your commitment culture too. For example, in my case, we needed some bureaucracy to win, or we would be needlessly spending money. Lots of money in our case. So in our case, we relied on peer reviews and very specific criterion before we released any product. Interestingly enough, because we paid attention to our culture in our hiring process, our best and most senior engineers not only mentored our younger engineers, they led the peer reviews. This is exactly what you want. Now here's a summary of what we've learned today. Number one, there are 5 different types of cultures most startups choose from. There's the star culture, there's the bureaucratic culture, there's the autocratic culture, there's the engineering culture, and finally there's the commitment culture. That's number 5 on our list. Number 2, The commitment culture gives you the best chance of success because of its focus on the cultural fit of all of the team members before you add them to the team. Number 3, you should start thinking about your company culture before you start your company. If you haven't started thinking about your company culture yet, that's okay. Start thinking about it today. Number 4, if you make mistakes and add a brilliant jerk to your team, it's on you to remove the brilliant jerk as quickly as possible. Now, what did you learn from today's video? Put your answer in the comments column below today's video. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments column too, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Now, I have one more thing for you today. It's my free startup pitch deck template. It has all the slides you need to develop an awesome pitch deck. Click on the link below today's video, and it's yours for free. And for more great content, click on the link at the end of today's video as well. If you haven't already, then click on the subscribe button to get more great content for startup CEOs. I'm Brett at brettjfox.com. Thanks for watching today. Take care. Bye.